Hello YouTube, this is the Omega A31 and today I'm going to show you how to make a Bucket 1.2.4 server. But before I do this, I'd just like to mention we do have a server of our own, and if you'd like to join it, the IP is in the description. And also, if you could please thumbs up the video, I would like to get 1,000 likes. I took a lot of time in setting this up, and if I could get that 1,000 likes, that'd be terrific. Alright, so now let's get started. What you'll need to do is look in the description and download your server package, whether it be for 32-bit or 64-bit. And to find out which version you need, just click Start, right-click Computer, and go to Properties. And once you've done this, all you gotta do is look at the system type, and it'll say 64-bit or 32-bit. And once you find that out, just download the version you need, and that's pretty much it. So now that we have the server file on our desktop, we're going to need to make a run bat file. And to do this, I have the universal code that you'll need. So I'll have this code in the description, and also the server packages will already have a whatchamacallit, a run bat file already made up. But this is just so you guys know how to do this in the future. Okay, so inside your server folder, you right click and go to new and go to text document. You don't have to name this because we're going to delete it as soon as we're done. So go into the text document and paste in that code. That's pretty much all you got to do. And now that we have that done, we can go ahead and make this the run bat file. You can edit this XMX. That's the maximum amount of RAM that your system will use for the server. Just remember, leave at least 2 gigabytes open for the Windows operating system to use. So if you have 4 gigabytes, only specify 2, and so on and so on. So what you need to do now is click on File, click on Save As, and you can call it whatever you like. I'm just going to call mine run.bat. You can call it whatever you like, but just make sure you add the .bat at the end, otherwise it will not work. And then under the Save As type, make sure it's all files. And then you click Save. And that's how you make a simple run bat file. Okay, so now that we have that done, we can go ahead and delete that new text document, seeing how we don't need it anymore, and there's our run bat file. Okay, now that we have that done, go into the ops text file and put in your Minecraft username and any other names that you want to be ops on your server. And once you've done that, you can then go into the, let's see here, the server properties file. Make sure it's the server properties and not the server log. They kind of look the same, but the server properties has a different icon next to it. So you just go into that one, and here you'll have all the settings that you could change for your server. Maximum amount of players, message of the day. I love fluffy kittens. That's my message because I really do love fluffy kittens. And the world. Now the world is the name of the world that you will generate. So this is the name of your world, and it will match here. Okay, so if you're going to drag in a world from another server that you had, just make sure these two match here, and all will be good in life. You can change your level seed, and make sure you leave the server IP blank unless you're using Hamachi. Only fill this in if you're using Hamachi. Okay, and that's all I'm going to cover as far in that. And once you're done, you can just save the changes. And let's take a brief look into the plugins folder. And these are just basically the plugins I chose and configured. You can change them if you wish. These ones are great for PvP, and I'm not going to go into detail. If you need more help with these, all you got to do is go into the game and type /help, and you'll get a full list of all the commands for all the plugins that are installed. Okay, so now that we've done that, you go ahead and run the server. Alright, so now that it's doing that, I'm going to show you guys how to port forward. Yes, your favorite part. Alright, so if you're on Windows 7 or Vista, just click Start and type in CMD. If you're on Windows XP, just go to Start and then Run, and then type in CMD. Now, type in ipconfig. Here, you'll have your network information. Make sure you find the right network for the computer on which the server is going to be running on. So, I'm on a wireless LAN network, so this is the one that I really care about. The numbers you're going to need to write down is your IPv4 address and your default gateway. Alright, so once you have those two numbers written down, we can go ahead and exit out of here. Now, what you need to do is open up a web browser of your choosing. I'll use Google Chrome. And we can now go in. Actually, I lied. I don't really want to use Google Chrome. I'm going to use Internet Explorer. Now, you type in the default gateway that we previously written down into the address bar. Okay, and now it will take you to your router login screen. Sometimes you don't have to enter anything. By default, you can just log in without typing anything. Other times, your username could be admin and password can be password, but if your system administrator or mom and dad changed it, you're going to have to find out from them. So, I could just log right on in. Now, all router layouts are going to be completely different. None of them are the same. And what you're going to want to look for is something along the lines of advanced or virtual servers or port forwarding or port triggering, or I think that's all I can really think of right now. Mine was under advanced. I have a D-Link. Mine was under advanced, under port forwarding. Okay, and what you're going to want to do is make sure the little box is checkmarked. Give it a name so you know what it is in future reference. Put the port here. 25565 is the default port for Minecraft. Now, if you do get the message saying there's perhaps another application is running on that port, or you can't use that port for whatever reason, you're going to have to change the port in the server properties, and whatever you change it to in the server properties, you're going to have to port forward that port here instead of the default. That's only if you have to, though. Okay? So now that you have that, you type in your IPv4 address, the one we had previously written down here. You type that in there, and then you put the 25565 again. TCP and UDP are required for Minecraft server hosting, and some routers will allow you to do them both at once instead of having to do it twice, but not all of them do. So just depending on your router, if you got lucky, you can do both at once. But mine, I had to do it twice. Okay, so then once you do that, you click Save Settings or Save Changes or whatever the Save button says, and you'll have to restart your router. Once it's restarted, people should be able to join your server from the outside world. And to find out, to let people onto your server, you're now going to have to give them the external IP from IP Chicken. Now, what you do is you just go to a search engine and type in IP Chicken. And you just click on the IP Chicken little thing, and it'll tell you the link, and it'll tell you your IP. You can use IP Chicken or just type in what's my IP or whatever, and either one will work, but I use IP Chicken. And that's the IP. Once you click on the link, it'll give you the IP, and that's the IP you're going to want to give to your friends to join on your very own server. Okay, now what we need to do is log into our own server. Logging in. Now to connect to your server, you just type in localhost. Now if you had to change the port in the server properties, you'll have to add the little colon and then whatever the port you changed it to. But seeing how I didn't change it at all, I could just type in localhost and connect. And there we go. I'm on my server. How about that? Hey, why am I falling? Wow. Well, that's not good. I think I'm just really laggy. Yeah, I really am lagging out. So that's not really good. But, okay, so to promote yourself in game, all you gotta do is type manuadd username and then owner with a capital O, and it'll say you are moved to the group owner. So you are now owner of your very own Minecraft server. And I'm going to type /spawn. Okay. And now if you can't take damage for whatever reason, you're going to have to type in /ungod. That basically disables God mode, and you are now vulnerable to the real world, or at least Minecraft world, I should say. And if you're wondering what texture pack this is Garadoku. It's great texture pack. Okay, so hopefully this has helped you guys out a lot, and hopefully you guys come check out our server and have fun and just be happy. And please tell everybody about this video and tell them that this is the best video to get a server going. And thanks for watching. Sorry I took more time than I thought, but anyways, peace.